Hello everybody, this is Ozheads Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Dredge. In the previous episode, we went to the Devil's Spine, aiding a fanatic in some sort of ritual. I'll be honest, I have no clue what. Probably best we don't question it, where we acquired the last trinket, the antique pocket watch. But we're not going to deliver it just yet. We have other things to take care of. Let me grab some of the trinkets that we can sell off. I think that's everything. I wonder, can I sell off lumber to this guy? Oh wait, almost missed the silver thing. Hello, what can I do for you today? Show him the stone tablet. Trader takes the stone tablet from you and inspects it closely, turning it over in his hands. Remarkable. Yes, I do believe this is a fragment of a larger arrangement. He reaches up to a high shelf and brings down a similar-looking stone, albeit one covered in much more dust. Some years ago, I acquired this other piece. You found this near those ruins in Devil's Spine, didn't you? Yes. Well, I suspect there will be more there. I'll hold on to this one for now and study it further while you search for the other fragments. In the meantime, do you have any trinkets for me to appraise? Can I? Nope. Cancel off the wood. Maybe at the shipyard? But anyways, I recall that the mayor has something to say about that icy area down below. Nothing? Okay, well, while we're here, we may as well talk to the lighthouse keeper, as we were told to do by that crazed older man. What is it? What do you know about the Silver and Crimson book? She shudders at the very mention of it, of the book. You're really asking me. For all this time, you know it must be returned. She looks at you with deep pity. You have to move on. For her sake as well as yours. Take control. Be rid of that thing once and for all. Alright, and this is something you have to do for a different ending. But like I said, we're not going to be doing that yet, as we still have work to do. But we're not going back to the Iron Rig to take care of that just yet. Instead, we're going to be heading south. Far south. Further south than even Gale Cliffs. Always use some more crates. Yeah, but there's no docks nearby for me to store them at. Well, honestly, I'm probably going to acquire some dock that I could store stuff at. Oh wait, there's still another. Is that a floating dock out here? Yeah, there it is. Nope. I know what you are. Down here to investigate the ice field too. It seems to have appeared up out of nowhere. My best guess is that it drifted up from the south. Either way, I thought I would set up a pontoon here, but when I went to stake my claim, I noticed some old equipment on the ice. Come and check it out when you got a second. In the meantime, I've got some new rods for sale. They'll be perfect for fishing in the ice around here. Yep. Let me hit up the shipyard, see if I can't sell off some of this stuff. Wait a minute. I sold these off. The hell? Ugh, whatever. Probably hit the wrong button. Do I really need any of these materials? I definitely don't need the refined metal, so yeah, I can sell that off for a chunk of change. I'm not going to be using the flotsam traps, but apparently I can't sell them to her, or I got to do it from the fish market. Yeah. I need to make space to put my rods away so that I can get some of the new fishing rods she's talking about. Glacial Lance, Ice and Oceanic. No, I just need Ice. Barbed Ice Rod, because I've already got Oceanic. Uninstall. Send that to storage. Alright, what you got? Traveling merchant has crossed over to the nearby iceberg and is inspecting some old pieces of metal. You approach. It's so weird. This stuff seems old. Like, really old. She kicks a large sheet of metal, half embedded in the ice. A thin layer of snow dislodges, revealing lines of rivet holes. Come in here, look. Follow her into a small makeshift shelter ruined by years of harsh weather. Inside are some schematics nailed to a table, still barely legible. See how they angled these sheets and the lining of the metal around the bow? Whoever was here, I think they were constructing an icebreaker. Did you make another one of these? One using these plans? Probably, but... let me see. She trudges outside again and paces out the length of the metal scraps on the ice. We've got most of the basic materials here already, but of course we're missing the most crucial pieces. An icebreaker needs specially tempered angled metal as well as components designed to minimize the impact to your hull. I can't see any of those here, but whoever left all this stuff here, maybe they left other pieces elsewhere? Or maybe you'll be able to find their old ship and salvage the icebreaker they already built. That would be convenient. Anyway, to build a new icebreaker, these are the parts we need. Icebreaker bracing, icebreaker plow half. Great. So a bunch of different pieces I gotta find. Alright. I'm gonna toss these into storage. Alright, so it looks like if we want to really explore this place, we're gonna have to find those parts. And yeah, around here, you need ice gear to do any fishing. Ice fish. How creative. One of few vertebrates with transparent blood. Its glassy flesh blends in with the surrounding ice. Eesh, a lot of ice fish. Yeah, I'm guessing we need the icebreakers to get into these areas, or at the very least to use them as shortcuts. Toothfish. One of the largest fish inhabiting sub-zero waters, this voracious predator fills the same ecological niche that sharks do. Interesting. And this is more ice fish. Huh. What have we got here? It's a photographer. A fisherman. I didn't expect to see you this far south. Well, this is a fortunate turn of events. There's a narwhal somewhere in this ice field. I couldn't get any further in, so I've been trying to take a picture from here with no luck. I tried placing some scraps of fish on that ice sheet over there to entice it, but I didn't have enough to hold its attention for long enough. I only caught a glimpse. I suppose you have any fish you'd be prepared to donate to the pursuit of wildlife photography? Fill the space entirely with any fish you like. I can't imagine the narwhal's too picky. Good thing I was just fishing up a bunch of fish. That's perfect. Now, cut your engines. We need to wait in complete silence. Shh. I think I hear something under the ice. That was not a narwhal. What on earth was that thing? Feeding time. Feed the narwhal. That is not a narwhal. I'm not sticking around to find out. Photographer is hurriedly packing camera equipment into boxes. She seems very on edge. You know, that was no regular narwhal. It seems voracious and hyper-aggressive. Animals like that tend to be very unpredictable. These ice fields aren't safe with that thing around. Should consider turning back. I'll be out of here as soon as I've finished packing my things away. Right. Well, something tells me that's not going to be the only fishing spot, or feeding spot for that quote-unquote narwhal. Thawed ice fish. Globs of flesh drip from this fish. Its departure from the icy waters causing an instant irreversible reaction. But yeah, something tells me I'm gonna need a lot more fish for feeding that thing. Fractaline ice fish. Crystals of ice pierce through its body, distorting scales, teeth, and fins. Yeesh, poor thing. Hello, what have we got here? Alright, got half of the icebreaker plow. You hear it, that? Cold wind whistles through the doorway of the only cabin still standing. Behind it, a frozen-over dig site is littered with tools and debris. Light pierces through the ice, intensifying and concentrating into a glow in the center. A dark form takes shape against the light. Listen near to the ice. A stirred voice echoes from within. Don't disturb the ice. Who are you? Captain. Expedition. Chart the ice field. Appeared suddenly. Through the ice. Happened here. It whispered, promised, stones from the stars. It knew 3 would hear, the heart beneath the ice. Voice grows louder. It commanded, 3 listeners, 3 sacrifices for 3 eyes. I obeyed, but a 4th now sees forever. Futile. The shadow was silent for a time. Slumbering, still, should leave. It sees you before it whispers. Break the ice? Do not. Risk breaking. It senses through the ice, through the shadows. No hope. Right. Let's check the frozen cabin. You enter the small cabin. A door long since fallen from its hinges. A rotting table sits inside. A crudely drawn map of the area has been charted onto a scrap of paper. You attach it to your own map. Large book sits on the table. It's well worn from the passages of time, but you can still read the words Captain's Log etched into the cover. You open the book, its frozen spine cracking for the first time in decades. Which entry do you want to read? Well, let's start from the beginning. Arrived at the floating sea ice amidst a particularly thick fog. Few channels could be seen leading into the ice, though sizable chunks floating our way, posing a hazard. Have ordered us to moor against the outer ice wall, while the engineers make adjustments to better prepare the vessel. Okay. June 1st, in 1847. The vessel was pursued by a particularly aggressive narwhal. Some men placed fish on the ice nearby in an effort to distract it. It appeared to work, though, only for a time. It resurfaced and needed satiating repeatedly. We can't find a more permanent solution to the beast. We'll have to make sure we keep enough fish on hand to placate it. As I lay falling asleep amidst the most almighty voice spoke unto me. It resounded from the thick ice below, at once both powerful and ethereal. There was no mistaking this as a trick of the wind, nor a jest by the crew. It did not pause for a response or acknowledgement, but whispered a cryptic prophecy. At first I could not make sense of it. 3 listeners shall hear the heart, and that I should indulge these listeners. It spoke of boundless wealth from the stars and of eyes opening unto the world. First my sleep was feverish, as my mind was plagued by the sound of the voice. It spun in my head, echoing ever louder. In the morning, the boatswain and the navigator came to me separately, claiming to have heard a sound like a heartbeat as the men were digging yesterday. He indicated a desire to explore the eastern and western reaches of the ice field. I shall indulge them. Alrighty then. I was gonna say let's rest until morning, but, don't really need to. Can't get to that without the icebreaker plow. Ooh, hello. Leaving fish here would probably attract that monstrous narwhal. Yeah, probably, but that's kind of what I want. No more fish will fit on the pile. That should keep it satisfied, at least for a little while. Alright, let's grab some more fish. This is a new one. Wolf fish. Okay, and depleted. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, the bracing. And we just need the other half of the plow. What have we got here? You dock against a small platform of ice formed around a gigantic clawed hand. You're not the first to find this place. Remnants of a long abandoned camp litter the ice. You emerge through a small pile of equipment in the snow. Most items are stuck fast in the ice, but inside inside a small backpack you find an old journal. Okay, June 2nd. Captain ordered us to make camp on the ice in the center of the lagoon. After we saw those lights in the ice, everyone's got treasure on their mind. Treasure hunting isn't exactly what the expedition was commissioned for, but given the captain gets the lion's share of whatever we find, it doesn't surprise me that he's willing to bend the rules a bit. We'll start digging after the camp's done. Spent the day digging down in the ice, shovels and ice picks. Can't remember the last time I was this tired. We were only allowed 2 short breaks all day. Down in the pit, as I rested with my back against the ice, I started hearing something. It was different to the sound of the picks. They were short and sharp. This was a low rumble from deeper down. My first break, it was occasional, only a few each minute. By my second, it had quickened like a heartbeat. Captain overheard me telling some others about the sound I heard in the pit. Before I knew it, I was in front of his desk, sure I was about to have my pay docked. To my surprise, he seemed to know something of it already. He was keen on hearing it described over and over. He wants me to help locate the source of it. When he pressed me on it further, I said that it did seem to be coming from the east. Tomorrow we are setting off to see if we can find it. Perhaps I shall get a bonus after this is done. The unnatural spire of ice stands above scraps of snowed-over equipment. Dark shape twists them. An anguished voice cries from deep within the ice. Help me! Frozen! So many years! Free me! Please, break the ice! Who are you? I am the boatswain. Expedition, the terror. Please, break the ice. What happened? Figure contorts through painful shapes. We saw lights dancing in the ice, dug deep. Didn't know. I heard it. A heart beating under the ice, the cracking, waking, the noises in the east. I went. The captain brought me here to find it. The hand in the night, shadow of claws. The darkness shrinks. I turned away. Just a moment. The pain, the claws, my back, so cold, so dark under ice. Please, break the ice. I ain't got nothing to break the ice with, pal. Yeah, valuables I don't really need. You know what, let's look around, see if we can't find that other half of the plow. Nope, can't go that way. Also, really, that tiny bump? Maybe we need to find another one of those narwhal feeding spots. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, probably not a good idea for that one. And there it is. That should keep it satisfied, at least for a little while. Something valuable in there. Probably the other half of the plow. Or something else entirely. Astral ice fish. Constellations of light dance through its body, stitching fin to flesh and spine to bone. Yeesh. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there it is. Alright, now let's get back. Well, may as well investigate this little camp first. Another makeshift camp constructed in the shadow of a frozen clawed hand. Someone was seeking these out. There are a few key pieces. Whoever made camp here was part of the prepared inside a small bag, leather-bound journal. June 4th. The men spent the whole day digging. They passed up chunks of ice, some as brilliant as crystal, others of deepest blue, more beautiful than sapphires. But none held the glow we had seen in the night. However, I did note a disturbance to the ice in the west. It began as periodic, distant rumble. As the men dug deeper, the pulsing quickened, strengthening until I could see the ice shifting on the surface. She'll have to inform the captain. It may well be that narwhal creature we saw earlier, though this did seem much larger. As I write this, I can already feel my eyes closing, and we'll have to wait until the morning. June 7th. This morning, the captain appeared out of the fog, rowing alone. Apparently, the boatswain remains at a camp in the east waiting for nightfall. They were unsuccessful in their search, but it does make sense that the lights would be more visible at night. Tomorrow, we're to journey together to the west towards the shifting ice that I reported. We are alone on a small island of ice. After hours of rowing through the narrow channels, it rose through the fog, a gargantuan, monstrous claw reaching from the deep. Whatever creature it once belonged to must be long dead, as the claw is frozen solid. I wanted to turn back immediately, but the captain insisted we investigate. He's on edge, his head turning this way and that, listening for the slightest sound. He is convinced something will happen after dark. As the last light from the cold sun fades, I have the sense that it will be a long night. You have no idea. Voice calls out, distant and distorted. Trapped forever. This prison. Get me out. Break it. Somehow. Free me. Who are you? The navigator. Find safe passage. Chart the ice. It came from beyond. Break it. Somehow. Free me. What happened? The digging. The cracked ice. Like a web. Awoke the ice heart. I told him. Whispers in the west. Took the boatswain. East. Returned alone. Dark figures shudder, sending vibrations through the ice. The next day, rode here. The captain saw the claws, gripped my soul. He insisted. Made camp, shadows of the beast. Waiting for the stars in the night, I saw his shape suddenly swallowed by the cold. In the dark, he left me. Break it. Somehow. Free me. Well, I think first things first, we need to head back. And get this icebreaker equipment equipped. It'll make navigating this area a heck of a lot easier if we can just plow through the ice. Plus, I'm pretty sure those ice picks we need to break the ice are hidden beyond the ice. Ugh, rotting. Yeah, figured as much. Rotting. I don't think there's going to be any more of those feeding spots. Alright, icy work site. Icebreaker plow. Another icebreaker plow. And then the bracing. That's everything. Let me just warm my hands up a little, then I'll get started. Icebreaker. Equip the icebreaker. Alright, I think that should do it. The front of your ship can now break through chunks of ice. Go ahead, test it out. I'll be watching from here. Looks good. And like she said, we can now plow through ice. Obviously not the massive chunks. These ones? Oh yeah. Alright, now that we can do this, we can start finding some of the more valuable things around here. I believe there was one around here that we could dredge up. Yep, there it is. And of course, it's an ice pick. Or ice axe. Cracked at the handle, the teeth are coated in frozen blood. Yeah, I think I got a good idea what happened. may as well start by setting free the navigator. Although, looking at it, we are actually out of time for this episode. So I'm just gonna make camp here, and then we'll get to work on that next time. Well, with that, if you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, and please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.